Hey, what's up, Improvement Warrior? Jason Yun, back with you again. Hope you are having a fabulous day wherever you are. Today I wanted to start a new series going over my 14 pillars of health that I have created. Eventually, when I first started, it was just 5. Now it's 14. So possibly I might be adding another one or another 2 down the future. Who knows? Health is not static. It's very dynamic, and you have to be willing to adapt. Okay? But the first pillar is circadian biology. Okay? And so the definition of circadian biology, the official definition, is a circadian rhythm is a natural internal process that regulates the sleep-wake cycle and repeats roughly every 24 hours. It can refer to any biologic process that displays an endogenous and trainable oscillation of about 24 hours. These 24-hour rhythms are driven by a circadian clock, and they have been widely observed in plants, animals, fungi, cyanobacteria. The term circadian comes from Latin circa, meaning around, and diem, meaning day. So basically, it controls basically everything in our body, and that runs off of a process. So certain hormones are supposed to come out at certain times. Certain hormones are supposed to be shut off at certain times. Blood pressure is supposed to be highest at certain times, usually the morning, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay? They've proven that most heart attacks in America happen Monday morning between 8 and 12 p.m. because we have so many people working jobs that they dislike or completely hate. When you poop is supposed to be on a circadian rhythm. Okay? When is the best time to work out? When is the best time to eat? When is the best time for protein synthesis, for your highest oxygen tensions? Okay? All this stuff is dictated by a circadian rhythm. What happens is you can basically call every single disease a circadian rhythm breakdown or malfunction, or just the circadian rhythm just becomes undone. Okay, it's not in rhythm, it's not in sync anymore. So basically think of like a warehouse. So think of like the Home Depot. So Home Depot is supposed to have throughout the month, they're supposed to have certain shipments of new home improvement inventory coming in, and then there's people there that the workers there, they will take the inventory that comes in and they'll go and they'll put it on to the right shelves. Now, if you do have a circadian rhythm malfunction, and you can do that with it can be just little things, but the more circadian, what's the word I'm looking for? Circadian mishaps that you have, then the more it'll add up, and the more the rhythm and the clocks inside of you will start to slow down. So imagine you're at that Home Depot, but you have a circadian rhythm disruption. The clocks aren't working right now. So instead of daily or weekly deliveries, now everything is coming on, everything that for the month is coming on that same day, okay? And it's all being delivered at the same time. And instead of a bunch of people who are supposed to load that, they all called off for the day, and you're the only one doing the stocking, okay? You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get tired. You're going to basically malfunction, okay? Same thing with our mitochondria, same things with our cells, same things with our clocks. It's basically inflammation. And from inflammation, all diseases occur, okay? Every single one. And in order to stop the diseases, reverse the diseases, stop the progression of the disease, or actually start the reversal of the disease, we need to stop the inflammation. And basically it means starting to reset the circadian clocks, reset the circadian rhythm. So how do we do that? The best way to do that is the sunrise, okay? Sunrise is the absolute best, and you want naked eyes, naked skin. So when I say naked eyes, that means no glasses. It definitely means no contacts, because contacts are basically a suction cup on your eyeball. They are causing hypoxia. They are causing lack of oxygen. because the cornea is supposed to get its oxygen from the environment. And when you put a contact lens on, basically it can't breathe. Now, you can still breathe and it can still function, okay, but it's not functioning at optimal, okay, and that's what we want it to get to, okay. And then obviously, naked eyes means no sunglasses. Sunglasses are one of the worst thing for us. They're one of the leading causes of cancer. They're leading causes of sleep problems, hormone problems, all that stuff. You name it, because they block the UV and they make it dark. So one of the things with circadian rhythm, one of the big things is light, and dark. Okay, light and dark exist for a reason. Okay, but today in today's modern world, we can make it light 24/7. Okay, which we don't want to do. All right, but sunrise is the most important. Naked eyes. As much naked skin as possible. So it is getting colder. So if you need to be out there with a coat, a hat, gloves, 2 coats, 2 hats, 2 gloves, 3 pairs of socks, do it. Okay? The eyes are the most important for the sunrise. Okay? And as you're out there, as you're resetting your circadian clocks, especially if you're someone who gets cold all the time, you're not going to get as cold. You're going to be able to withstand the cold, and eventually you'll be able to take the layers off, okay? Because your circadian clocks, your circadian rhythm is coming back online. That means your mitochondria is coming back online. When your mitochondria comes back online, it is supposed to act as our heater. It is a hydrogen heat engine, so it is supposed to heat you up when it's cold, and when it's hot, it's supposed to cool you down, okay? But see that sunrise, naked as possible, naked as possible, but naked eyes and as much skin showing as possible. And you also want to ground if you can. I know that for some people it's not possible, but getting your heel on the ground. So when it does get colder in the ground, I will usually have a sock, and I'll put the sock on my toes, because that's where we're going to lose the most heat, is through our toes, our fingertips, and our head. Okay, so those are the areas to keep warm if you are somebody who gets cold all the time. So, but the heel is where when we put it in the earth, put it on the grass, put it on concrete, put it on sand, ocean water, lake water, any kind of natural water, that's when we get the most electrons from it. Okay, so sunrise, get out there, get it, resync your circadian rhythm. This is just the first part. Sunrise is the most important thing for your health, okay, bar none. Okay, it helps reset the clock. Exercise can't reset the clock. Exercise can't fix mitochondria. Nutrition cannot fix the clocks, the clocks and the mitochondria. There's one aspect of nutrition that does, which we will talk once we get to the nutrition pillar, which is all the way down at pillar number 9. All right. So that's it. If you do have questions about circadian biology, about health, light or darkness or anything, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if this helped you. DM me if you have any questions. Don't forget to get on the Improvement Warrior newsletter, improvementwarriorfitness.com/NL. And coming up this week, I've got the workout of the week on my private Facebook group. So that is improvementwarriorfitness.com/LBNFB. You can join there for your free 2-week trial. And then I also have the webinar of the week every Thursday, 7:34 p.m. I am hosting a educational webinar. Okay, this week it's going over how to put in health habits into your schedule. Okay, especially if you think you're overwhelmed and you don't have time for it. Okay, if you don't have time for your health habits, you will make time for the diseases that are coming. And you will make time for the doctor visits and the hospitals and the surgeons and the oncologists and the cancers and all that stuff, which we do not want to do. But I mean, you can do whatever you want. We all are given choices to do whatever we want. But usually, if you're reading my posts, then you are trying to improve and get away from that. Okay? So the webinar of the week, the details are in my other health group, which is free, improvementwarriorfitness.com/IWUFB. And If you want to go further with me, I can do a discovery call with you where we can talk about your symptoms, about your lifestyle, where you want to go, and then we can figure out the plan of action. Whether or not that plan includes me, I don't know. So some people will need doctor and medical intervention. But let's not wait and let it get to that point, okay? Let's not wait. So if you want to do a call with me, you can DM me or comment down below or go to improvementwarriorfitness.com/discovery call. Otherwise, I will check you later. Have a great day. Stay strong, stay positive. Be the improvement warrior. Talk to you later.